Hello everyone, we're back with Fate Grand Order with the Götterdämmerung chapter. I think I'm saying that right? As you probably already know, I am very late with this. This came out back in June, I think. It's November now. I did miss the Halloween event, which kinda sucks. Comes back next year though, so that's okay. Before we do anything, I did look up how long this first chapter is. It's like 20 minutes, so no problem. I didn't get Skadi or Sidonai, so I'm just gonna cry. Oh, I did switch from Reflector to definitely not an emulator. This is if you see the cursor, it's a new technology that actually it uses my phone's camera to predict where my finger is gonna go. So it's very advanced, as you can tell. It's probably very helpful, so you can see what you can see. I'm hovering over MP level. You see. It's very advanced tech. Oh yeah, I got Orion. I forgot about that. I got Narrow Bride. That's the big thing I got. Got a Needle Chris with my ticket. I never got her, so I need to do her interlude. So what last played around when I got a V-Saber on her. Jeez, it's been 9 months. Yeah, so didn't get anyone too fancy. 2 5 stars? I mean, it's okay, I guess. Oh no, 3. Yeah, I got Ozymandias. I gotta level up. So yeah, that was the first time I ever missed an event, by the way. But I do it for you guys. I thought about just doing Götterdämmerung on my own, but I was like, no, I'll do it all. Yeah, let's get to it. I was originally gonna do a Brynhild's interlude on camera. I still haven't done it, but I'm probably just gonna do that on my own sometime in the next week. Depends on when I need her, really. I've used her a couple times and it feels so bad because her interlude gives her a great skill bonus. But it can wait. I think it came out a month before Götterdämmerung, and it kind of foreshadows it a little, as far as I know. Yeah, so last time in Anastasia, but we heard from a mage from the Wandering Sea, I believe. I repeat, I'm a mage from proper human history. Please come find me at the following coordinates. See, isn't that cursor cool? I even made it look like the default BlueStacks cursor. I'm not using BlueStacks, it's just I really like that cursor. This is Bald Anders, the Wandering Sea. Weird. Wandering Sea? Wandering Sea? The Wandering Sea? I also made it do it like a click sound effect every time I click. It's hold on. Let me move my phone. Yeah, my phone that I'm tapping. It's one of the 3 great organizations of the Magecraft world. This is the Clock Tower in London. Didn't we say this in Anastasia? Are we going back a minute? The Atlas Institute in Egypt. And the oldest of them all, the Wandering Sea. It's located on an island from the Age of Gods, hidden in the northern oceans. Oh, I always wait, did he say Atlas is in Egypt? Yeah, okay, I got this clock tower and the 2 other ones. They don't matter. Does this mean it still exists? There's the clock tower and that one that Sion's from. That's all that matters. That's where I mean to. It's all tangled up. You're gonna have to bear with my clicking. Well, the clicking sound effect. Atmospheric analysis complete. Nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and carbon dioxide levels all green. Yay. The man in the atmosphere is almost identical to levels in the 21st century. Not picking up any harmful trace substances either. So we still have breathable air, even in this creepy bleached world. Well, that means we could park the Shadow Border and go have a look for ourselves. Oh really? We can just go out there? What do you think, Horsey? Doesn't that sound intriguing? Stepping out into the world of sure nothing in every direction. One small step for man, one big step for mankind. Of course it does. First we'll go out and get some fresh air, then we'll go look for what food. I'm kind of interested, but They haven't actually told me what the Wandering Sea actually is. Yeah, like I know like Atlas's big thing is like alchemy, right? What's the Wandering Sea into? Wandering? Cryptic silence. Empty smile. You don't know either, do you? Of course I do, you don't. Goredolf in music is not a man to pretend to know something he doesn't. The Majors Association isn't a monolith, I'll have you know. Just because I used to work at the clock tower doesn't mean I've ever been to the supposedly living Wandering Sea in the North Sea. So you've only heard rumors. That you're from some big important family, old man. Don't you call me that, Double Chin. If I must spell it out for you, then here it is. The Wandering Sea of Baldanders is the first enigma ever discovered in the world of magecraft. It will be the last to be puzzled out. It's an island so mysterious and full of mystics that even such a gifted mage of an incredibly prestigious bloodline as myself may not even set foot on it. It's true, that all fits with what's in Chaldeia's database. Well, she's just fact-checking him on the computer. It says that the Majors Association has been around since the start of the AD era. It also split into 3 branches shortly after its inception. The Majors who settled in London evolved with the times, focused on developing magecraft over the course of history. That faction went on to become the Clock Tower, the largest and most powerful magecraft organization in the world. Its members include the Animospear family, the founders of Chaldea, and Mr. Goredolf here. Sorry, I was taking a drink. Quite so. Here in the 21st century, the Majors Association and the Clock Tower are all but synonymous. The next major faction is the Atlas Institute in Egypt. They're dedicated to perfecting alchemy. What did I say? I'm a lore genius. We actually infiltrated their headquarters once, during the 6th Singularity. Yeah, that's when Holmes showed up. There's a huge research complex, almost like a giant crypt, built deep underground. As easy as it was to get in, it was hard to get out. I wonder if they're gonna keep that in the movie. Like, because the Camelot movie, I think it actually already came out, didn't it? The first one? It'll probably be in the second one, though. I forget what actually happened there. I just remember Holmes was like, lore. I think Needlecris showed up too, so it's a good scene. The Atlas Institute's ironclad rules that the technology created there must never leave. But Chaldeia's first director is granted an exception thanks to the Atlas contract. The technology he was able to take from the Atlas Institute enabled him to complete Chaldeia's. It was also the Atlas Institute that presented him with the Void Reality Observation Device, Paper Moon, one of the finest mysticodes ever made. It's used with the shadow border, right? I forget exactly what it is. Indeed. They seldom poke their noses out of their little hole in the ground, but I'm told they do converse with the lords. With lords. How about as little as possible? Like, magecraft dudes? They may be a heartless bunch who only care about weapons and technology, but they can be rather useful if you play your cards right. And finally, the last faction is the Wandering Sea, the Baldanders, said to be somewhere in the North Sea. However, the most I could find about them was a brief overview, even in Chaldeia's extensive files. It said that their cardinal rules to only recognize magecraft from the Age of Gods and refuse to accept any advancements or alterations urged by civilization. In essence, their ideology is the exact opposite of the Clock Tower's. Indeed, refusing to accept progress in magecraft means refusing to accept consumer civilization. The Wandering Sea's philosophy of magecraft is fundamentally incompatible with modern human society. And that is why they keep their gates firmly shut, and why they seldom add to their number. In other words, they're a bunch of old fuddy-duddies obsessed with magecraft so ancient it has to be measured with carbon dating. I think mages know what carbon dating is. That said, they do open their gates just once every year to try and recruit promising new talent. How aware are mages in the Nasuverse of science? You know, there's like Harry Potter level where like they still use quills instead of pens. Then like there's I don't know what level, like I don't read a lot of fantasy. But like Grin can't use a DVD player, so somewhere in the middle there, I think. I guess it's more technology rather than knowledge, right? But even among mages of the Clock Tower, the number who actually make it to the Wandering Sea can be counted on one hand. Has Zelrich been there? You see my point? Seeing the Wandering Sea is every bit as secretive as the Atlas Institute, just in a different way. No one from the outside has ever been able to get the full story. The reason being, as the name suggests, the Wandering Sea is always on the move. Most who know of it believe it to be a floating island somewhere in the North Sea, but it is in fact the very opposite. The Wandering Sea's headquarters were built before the AD era began. They never move at all. It is instead the sea in which they are located that moves around. A world unto itself in many ways. What, did like tectonic plates not exist before the Age of Gods ended? This is almost certainly why its location still remains a secret even in the 21st century. Oh, stop doing that! Land that moves around while placing mystic textures on itself. I see. That make it its own independent singularity. And also explain how I was able to escape whatever turned the Earth's surface into an endless white desert. All this time they've been turning their noses up at us, but the moment things go south, they don't have any issue sending us a distress signal. Some successors to true mystics they turned out to be. Should we try taking a page from our book? We're the ones who made it through Russia by the skin of our teeth, with no outside help. We're the ones who are currently flailing about with no plan. Yeah! At least you understand the situation is still pretty dire, I guess. Double chin? Dude, like, he doesn't even have a chin, it just kind of rounds. It's just all cheek. He got... Given the present circumstances, looks like the people of the Wandering Sea have decided to bend their rules in order to offer us a lifeboat. I've been thinking about that for a while. At any rate, Administrative Advisor Holmes, I have a question for you. I'd like to be as certain as possible. What do you make of this? Can we trust that the distress signal is genuine? I'm afraid I can't speak to that. What do you think, Da Vinci? Could go either way from the look of it. This transmission isn't part of the clock tower standards, but its wavelength is pretty close to the waveforms the Atlas Institute uses. Since we don't have any data about the Wandering Sea ourselves, I can't really give you a definitive answer. Still, I can verify that there's definitely something to be found at these coordinates. Whatever their story is, if there's a Magecraft workshop there, I'd really like to at least check it out. I know we managed to stretch things with the materials we got in Russia, but there are still limits to what the Shadow Border can do. What I really wanted to do was retune the whole frame from scratch, but I doubt we'll be finding much in the way of materials, considering the entire world seems to be an empty wasteland. These coordinates from the Wandering Sea would put it in the seas west of Norway. We could go through the Scandinavian peninsula, return north of Germany, and cut across Denmark. We just left Moscow heading west, so it'll take us a few days to reach them regardless of our route. Or we could go through imaginary space. Assuming that the border can convert the man in the atmosphere into electricity, that just leaves the question of food. What if we go into the Wandering Sea via zero sail? Can't we just, pop over there? Imaginary space is also called imaginary numbers, right? That's like too deep into Nasu lore for me to really know about, but I kinda know about it. No zero sails. As technical advisor, I expressly forbid it. Even if we are going to run into another one of those storm walls along the way, we need to stick to the surface as much as possible. But why? Did you just say there are more of those storm walls? Explain yourself, technical advisor. There's another storm wall in our path. Doesn't that mean running straight into another lost belt? Oh, it is lost belt too. We don't have any other choice, Goredolf. Now with the two big problems we're facing. First, there's the small matter of the Wandering Sea living up to its name. These coordinates they sent us are all over the place. Literally, in fact. They're in a constant state of flux. Nothing definitive or precise. Or definite. With coordinates like these, it would be very risky to try zero sailing there with the paper moon. So until and unless we go to the Wandering Sea directly and forge some kind of connection to it, a long-distance zero sail is out of the question. But I imagine we're going to find a storm wall and just kind of go under it for like a split second. Or like through it, or however you talk about zero space. Wait, what did they call it? Second, and this is the real problem, we don't have the energy. Yes, Holmes also helpfully suggested converting man into electricity as if it were a simple matter, but that can only get us so far. The conversion rate isn't efficient enough, so we'd end up spending more power than we could produce, which would make a long zero sail trip fatal. After all, no more power means no more working life support systems. Don't know about you guys, but I sure don't want to be in this bleached white world all by myself. Good point. The logic walls we have to put up in void space do use a lot of power. Logic walls, I'm just imagining them yelling out blue text. Oh, small bombs! At our current energy levels, I don't think the border could last 2 hours there. Like Da Vinci said, we don't even have the exact coordinates we need. Was that 2 hours real time or 2 hours their time? Because remember, like, it was 3 months the first time around, right? But it was only like a week for them? So what? Saying we need to enter another lost belt if we're gonna reach this possible hope for salvation. Where is this new lost belt anyway? If we use a typical world map, then the entire Scandinavian peninsula is covered by one of these storm walls. Another half a day or so of driving, you should all get to see the closest thing to the edge of the world for yourselves. And take that to mean this white, featureless ground will continue until we exit Russian territory then. At any rate, we have 2 possible routes to the Wandering Sea's designated coordinates. One that takes us across the Scandinavian peninsula, one that brings us out to sea via Poland and Germany. Da Vinci, your estimates, which of these gives us our best chance? Should we go by land or by sea? I think making a sea voyage would be a lot to ask of the border. We could perhaps get through the Strait of Dover. But to be honest, I'd rather we keep our distance from the British Isles, since we have no idea about the state of the oceans just now. So what I'm saying is, I think the overland route is the best choice right now. Good grief. Yare, does it? Is that what he said in the Japanese version? No sooner are we done with one lost belt than we're off to a second. Your thoughts, Mr. Horsey? Heck yeah, let's do it. Are there any other regions we could cross? Yeah, give us more lore. They might mention, I know there's the Greece lost belt. Greek lost belt? Well, I mean, it is in Greece, but I'm trying to think of the geography. Wait, is that spoilers? Okay, 3's already out, so I can say that it's in China. 4 is not in this area. And then 6 is... Okay, yeah, 6 is there, and 7 is way over there. The Scandinavian peninsula is the only place with a storm wall. Not seeing anything on the Greek side whatsoever. It's not... Everyone knew there's one in Britain, or the British Isles, as they, mentioned a second ago. So, let's just do them all in one go, then go see the Wandering Sea. Speedrun. Not seeing anything on the Greek side whatsoever. Also, I didn't mention this before because I didn't want to upset you, but I'm not seeing anything from England at all. We need more powerful observation equipment than what the Shadow Porters get to see what's happening with the British Isles. So you're set on having us cross the Scandinavian peninsula then, aren't you, Da Vinci? Alright, we've come this far after leaving Moscow, so the border's current speed. We should reach the peninsula in about 2 days. Very well then. Use that time to make sure we're fully prepared. I don't know how to say your name. Manir, I need to look it up. If we run into anything we could use to shore up our defenses along the way, take that opportunity to stop the border and ensure everything is in good working order. Da Vinci, you look after the little demi-servant girl. Can't have her falling down in the trap. She has a name. Holmes, come with me. We're going to the solitary confinement chamber. Oh, it's like in Dragon Ball when Vegeta goes to the training room. Solitary confinement. Mr. Goredolf, does that mean? Of course. Going there to interrogate Kadak. Oh yeah, we have him. He should be waking up any time now. It's time for me to put my brilliant questioning skills to use. When I'm through with him, he'll have told us what the cryptors are, what Woldheim is planning, everything. Mark my words. Cut to black. We learn nothing. I'm coming too. Don't you look at me like that. You need the right people for the right job. I mean, I may not be the best fit for interrogation, but you, even less so. You can only talk when you get dialogue options. He is right. Don't you worry. Kadak may be something of a twisted little brat, but he's still a growing boy. Really tempt him with food and he'll be put putty in my hands. Trust me, one whiff of my creamy, how do you say that, carbonara, will turn his complexion from sour milk to sunflowers in an instant. Worry not, Mr. Horsey. I'll see to it that the interrogation doesn't devolve into violence. In fact, I have my own questions I wish to ask him. I have a fairly good idea of the crypto school now, and I also believe I know the extent of Kadak, some Lupus's personal knowledge. However, there are still 2 important things I know little about. The Tree of Emptiness, that serious command spell of his. Oh yeah. That's annoying. Granted, the latter is something a doc merely mentioned once. It may not be that important. Wheel. An emergency alert! What is this all about? There weren't supposed to be any more opportunity. It's actually all of Götterdämmerung. We just fight opportunity. We keep saying it and probably pronouncing it wrong. We're not out of the Russian woods yet. Something's approaching us at a high speed. It's closing in on our port side at over 90 kilometers per hour. Come on, Kirei. Floor before it catches up to us. I can't. We're just about to go uphill. The border can't go any faster. Oh crap, I'm picking up a heat signature too. It's an RPG. Oh, what? Impact in 3, 2... That's not good. I felt that. Please tell me that it wasn't a direct hit, Da Vinci. Damage report. Is the engine intact? We're gonna have to bail in the middle of this race. I'm sure the damage is negligible. Our armor is still perfectly intact. Shouldn't need to do more than wipe off the scorch mark. The Shadowboarder's armor is a composite of cutting-edge technology and magecraft theory. Normal weapons can't even scratch it. That's not what I'm seeing, Holmes. That blast took out one of our armor plates. Another hit like that and we'll be in deep stuff, pardon my French. Huh? Really? Holmes! Then that means... I remember now. This is the same sort of explosion I felt way back. Oh. Yeah, they changed up like text auto scrolls if you click twice. It's annoying. 2 weeks ago, when I was just a hapless Albert Hanson man being shot at with an anti-material rifle. It's been a year since then. This could only mean that Koyan's guy. I believe that's how you... I looked up how to say her name. I'll have to look it up again. It's back to finish the job. It really might be curtains this time. Fo. Spare us the trip down memory lane, old man. Come on, Holmes. Do something. Right, my apologies. I'm not used to eating crow. Evacuate all staff to the portside hallway. In the portside hallway to the engine room immediately. Miss Kirei and I will go and deal with this attack. On that note, Miss Kirei, I'd like you to put up a magical energy barrier in the internal hallway, just to fend off a possible second round. I trust you're alright with that, Horsey? I am. Go for it, Mashu. I'm coming with... sure. Let's go with it. Don't worry, Senpai. I won't let them put one more scratch on the border. I remember, sometime we start getting... Wait, no, we had them enough. Lost about one, didn't we? And the prologue. You know, forced fights with, like, Mashu and Holmes and stuff. We might... Well, it's not chapter 1 yet, so... Maybe they'll cut it? The hostile entity should reach the border in 15 meters. Putting up visual now. They must think they're hot stuff. The vehicle must have impressive suspension if they're heading straight at us, though. I didn't think Russia had any race cars like that around. Alright, where are you, you little leftover opportunity? Let's see what you look like. Oh, what the actual heck? That's not a vehicle. It's a person. It's just, what's his name? I'm just riding on like a skateboard towards us with his arms crossed. Wait, that's silhouette. Oh, Kirei! Clergy vestments and a lost felt servant reading. Except freest. The one who calls himself Metropolitan Marcarius. I woke up when I thought I heard a voice calling me. I'm pretty sure this is Kadak. It was a cold, almost brittle kind of voice. Where am I? Guess this means I'm still alive. Yep. There's a dull ache in the back of my head where I got pistol whipped. Sure wasn't playing around. Gosh darn cowboy, I miss Billy. Shouldn't outlaws be cool and laid back and all that? It's shaking. Am I in a vehicle? This must be the Shadowboarder. Try to assess the circumstances as best as I can in this dimly lit place. Looks like they took me prisoner. It bound my hands, but now I can move around freely. The anti-magecraft cuffs they've used on me are lying in pieces on the floor. Did I break them unconsciously while I was out? No, I couldn't have. No, I'm not capable of that. Why are the cuffs so dang cold? That freezes them enough to turn them brittle? Maybe it's her farewell gift to me. That the thought even entered my mind makes me sick. Let me say, Anastasia. I don't have time to get all sentimental. Now that I failed, I don't have the right. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to waste this opportunity. I'm going to make a getaway. Someone attacking the shadow border from the outside? The only ones who would do that are the cryptors. Does that mean someone's here to rescue me? No, there's no chance of that. They're here to shut me up. There's no other reason anyone would waste their time on a loser like me. Alright, can't just sit around and wait for them to kill me. First off, I've got to find a way out of here. After that, who knows? Escaping's all I can hope for now. Once that's done, I'll just have to see where the winds take me. What's this? Yeah, still gone, okay. Dang it, there goes another one. What's the situation? Mashu raised her shield just in time. That one barely did anything. Way to go, Mashu! Oh, oh! A hostile servant is still in pursuit on the border's port side. Wait, is he about to fire again? How many rounds did he even bring with him? I just noted that the NFF service marking on that thing. Must be one of Koyan Sky's weapons. So I know that second part is pronounced Sky, I believe. Sky maybe, but I think Sky. And I forget the first part. I think maybe I might be pronouncing the first part correct. No wonder it's able to damage the Magecraft armor. It said, looks like that priest is all sermon and no yod. Is that a saying? Like pearls before swine, so 2 gold before music, I suppose. He's a poet. The only one who could properly handle a modern Magecraft weapon like that is Koyan Sky herself. Boom. Wait, what? The hatch is open. Why is the hatch open? Goredolf, quick! Check the internal surveillance cameras. I think someone opened the border's hatch and got outside. Someone on the starboard ramp. It's Kadak, see you losers. What? That can't be right. Expect me to believe someone is hanging off the side like this is some kind of action move? Wait, that's Kadak some lupus. How does he know what an action movie is if he can't use a DVD player? Or maybe he can use a DVD player, and it's just your in who's bad. Just how many adventure crazy nuts are there around here? Now there is something on us. The signal's headed towards the deck now. So we shouldn't take advantage of the confusion to escape, eh? Come on, Horsey. We're taking that hatch and going up there too. Do not let Kadak get away. I have a mountain of questions I still need to ask him. Great. What does Anastasia look like naked? You, huh? Figures you'd show up. You're looking a little less dazed now. Glad to see you're back to your usual happy-go-lucky nonsense. Looks like you're back in Adam too. Let's see. Yeah, guess we've both been pushing ourselves to the limit. Takes its toll though, doesn't it? I always felt the pressure before, but it's even worse now that it's gone. Heck, I might as well have a bag of feathers on my shoulders earlier, compared to now. We both knew what we wanted to do, but we didn't really get it. Enough chit-chat already, Zemlupus. Get back inside the border now. I'll make sure you're treated fairly under international law. Trust me, you don't want to be stupid and go jumping off a movie vehicle like this. I can tell you from experience. Just that Kirei on his skateboard picks him up. He has a skateboard for Kadak too. I can tell you from experience that you'll regret it. You'll end up dead and we'll have lost you. Show me that you're willing to help us and I'd be willing to put in a good word for you with the association. You don't have to threaten me. Thought there might be a lifeboat or something out here. There's nothing. Getting out here was a huge pain in my butt, pardon my French, but it looks like it was all for nothing. Once I might have jumped off just to spite you, and now I've got a promise to keep. Can't go throwing my life away. Trying to interrogate me, right? Fine. Tell you everything you want to know. There's a small price to pay for survival. At this point, I don't care what it takes to stay alive. Excellent. That makes my little insurance trip out here well worth it. Hi, hey Kirei. Turn around, you idiot! Kadak, you're gonna end up with an arm through you. Oh, wait. Us, Poutine, you son of a... Well, if it isn't Goredolf music, how nice to see you again. You too, Master of Chaldea. Allow me to offer my congratulations on successfully taking down Yasha. Let go of him right now! I'm afraid I can't do that. I have my own concerns. You understand, of course. My job was to oversee Kadak Zemlupus' role as a cryptor. That role has come to an end. So I thought I would give him as merciful as a send-off as possible. You wouldn't. As if Da Vinci wasn't enough. Now he's gonna stab Kadak in the back too. As a gentleman, I'm honor-bound to stop him, but my golf punch will never work on him. Dang it, where's Holmes when you need him? That he was always supposed to be 2 steps ahead. Not to worry, Director Goredolf. Eliminating you, all of you, isn't in my job description. Yeah, she is currently my sole jurisdiction, you see. Well, you didn't do a good job of protecting it. It's such I needed to handle this before you left the area entirely. I hope you can forgive the necessity of my resorting to such drastic measures, unbefitting of my age though they are. I'm afraid I lack Koi and Sky's ability to move between lost boats, limited to getting around the same way you do. As a middle manager of sorts, I'm not able to go to the next lost boat without the foreign god's permission. Foreign god? Intriguing. Would he be so good as to tell us more, Metropolitan Marcarius? Definitely not Rasputin. Sorry I'm late, Master. Oh, Kadak? Now then, I'd best be on my way. Hope you won't mind my saving the answer to your question for our next meeting, Sherlock. Oh, but before I go, I'd just like you to put a stop to the false name you've been using for me. My true name is Rasputin. Grigory Rasputin. What? That said, I confess that the spirit origin doesn't belong to me. Simply borrowing it from a dead man. I deduced all that long ago, my dear priest. My concerns are more fundamental in nature. Where did you acquire that dead man? Proper human history, Kotomine Kirei's body was cremated. Took him from 2004, fixed at night. So how did you come to take possession of a dead man without a body? Oh, I'm sure you'll figure that out sooner or later, Sherlock. That is, after all, what you do. You once called the incineration of humanity a mythological murder case. In which case, go ahead and label this attack the same way. Ask yourself who committed this crime and how. Once you have arrived at that answer, we'll meet again. When that day comes, I look forward to you accusing the culprit in person. Father Rasputin is made off with Kadak. What should we do, Senpai? Maybe if we turn the border around now? You can have him. Don't bother, we'll never catch up. We can't risk going back to Russia. We'll just have to give up on interrogating Kadak some lupus. This is my fault. Should have considered that someone may pursue us. Pretty long, huh? That is 20 minutes, but quite a bit longer. Well, I mean, like I looked at a video of like the prologue. It was 18 minutes, I think. I guess they just go at a faster speed than me. Dang it! I can't believe I got knocked out again. Sneaking up on people and stabbing them is kind of your thing, huh? I think my heart actually stopped for a while back there. Indeed, indeed. Lieutenant, do you really think Holmes would let us escape so easily? No, if he realized you were still alive, they would have come back to retrieve you. Couldn't let that happen. And after Kirshtarya asked me to bring you back to Olympus. Is that so? Well, it doesn't matter either way. You wasted your time, Rasputin. Oh? Whether Chaldea kills me or Woldheim does it, I'll be just as dead. Now that I failed, I don't belong with either of them. I'm just gonna be an example to the other cryptors. What? What is it? If you got something to say, then spit it out, Father. Apologies. It's just thinking how much easier my job would be if Kirshtarya was that sort of person. At any rate, it's clear what's going to happen to you. You may have lost your right to run a lost boat, but you still have your serious light. That command spell belongs to our god. As long as you possess it, your life does not belong to you alone. You no longer have the option of throwing your life away, Kadaxum Lupus. Your fate is to have your fate granddaughter is to have every last bit of your soul squeezed out of you till the day you die. Oh, hey, no, hey, no, internet. There we go. Oh, intro 2. What? Is that legal? We keep going. I don't know. It's the thing. I didn't think there'd be a 2-2. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Get a quartz out of it. Come on, Paul. Yeah, my internet kind of sucks right now. I don't think I mentioned it on Fate. I've talked about it in Final Fantasy 8 a little, but it really sucks. So, like, that'll make me do, like, retry, like, 2 or 3 times every once in a while. It's been 2 days since Rasputin, the pseudo-servant, attacked. The Chaldeans are currently on their way to the Lost Belt in Scandinavia. Everything is so white. Oh, is this, what's his name? David Blue Book? The words blank slate have never seemed so appropriate. It's like the entire surface has been reset. It's either that or the Wandering Sea, but wait. Like it... How would the Wandering Sea know where we are? Like, you know, our exact location. Nothing but pure white wherever you look. Everything is gone. Nature, civilization, even the flora and fauna have completely disappeared. Well, not disappeared. It's more like they've been pruned away. All there is to see in every direction is a pure white plain. Oh, white plain. I thought it was an adjective. Though there are a few how do you say that? Topographical exceptions along the way. It looks like the remains of some buildings, but they appear to have been warped by extreme heat or destroyed in some kind of shockwave. Whatever the cause, upon closer inspection, one can see that these had once been man-made structures of some kind. Look, it's been a while. This led to Horsey and his allies stepping out of the shadow border to investigate further. Wait, is this a third-person narrator? The atmospheric composition was normal. The air was breathable. The gravity was the same as before. There's no need for a hazard suit or spacesuit or anything of the sort. Good thing you didn't have to get all dressed up like an astronaut, huh? Said Leonardo da Vinci with a cherubic smile. I've never seen that word before. Like, usually it's I don't know how to pronounce it. No, I have no idea what that word means. Like, probably like sly, cheeky, maybe. Look, somehow you can see them up ahead. Buildings. Oh, huh. Kinda looks like something out of Nier. Looks like even the buildings have been bleached. Well, specifically Nier Automata. I don't know what, like, Nier, the first Nier's, like, level design is like. That explains why we couldn't see them in a distance. Those are buildings, right? If there are any survivors here, we should bring them back to the border as soon as... She trailed off all of a sudden. Probably because what she saw was beyond anything she could have imagined. No one could blame her. Anyone else would have been agape at the bizarre sight before them. The color had been drained out of everything. Some parts of the buildings even looked as though they had been rubbed away with an eraser. The whole thing looked like some bizarre postmodern art exhibit. It was made all the more baffling by being in the middle of a bleached desert. There are no signs of life anywhere, not even the remains of what had once been alive. It all looked so sterile, especially for ruins. It's the sort of thing you'd only see in dreams. Everyone back on the border, seeing it on their monitors, must have thought they were looking at footage from an alien planet. Let's go in. There might still be something inside. Earth had changed. It had been completely bleached. The planet now totally devoid of life, with the exception of the Lost Belts. But even when it had been reset to a blank slate, there were still some places, some buildings, some life forms that had survived. Chaldea decided to call these remnants. Are they epic? Today was the first contact they had with these sort of remnants. These buildings that had been left behind on this newly blank Earth. Despite the new director's pessimistic outlook, the other staff couldn't ignore the possibility, however slight, there might still be other survivors. But even though they never did find any other people, their investigation wasn't for nothing. Because they did find signs of life. Signs that someone had survived all this, that had been here before them. Here, near the Scandinavian Lost Belt, in what used to be Helsinki, the capital of Finland. Before this, I did not know what the capital of Finland was. Were signs in these buildings that someone, somewhere, was still alive. I can't even remember the capital of Canada. Like, it's, it's not one of, like, the city names people know. Like, it's not Toronto, it's not Vancouver, it's not... Quebec is not a city, but it's not Quebec. It's, if I saw the name written down, I'd probably know it. Like, if, you gave me, like, a multiple choice. Signs that someone had been living here for days, weeks, maybe even months. Empty bottles, piles of canned food, the remains of a communication device that someone had clearly spent a great deal of effort trying to repair. There's even something that looked like a doll lying on the floor, saying that a young child had been among the survivors. And above all, they found something that had clearly been left behind with intent. According to this journal, looks like somebody was here as recently as 2 days ago. What? The last entry stated the day before yesterday. Couldn't have waited 2 more days? Looks like there were 6 survivors at first, but over time their numbers gradually dwindled until... In the end, whoever wrote this journal must have been the last one to disappear. Where could they all have gone? Unfortunately, though whoever wrote the journal had excellent penmanship, it was in a language that Horsey could not read. It could have been Finnish or maybe Swedish. Either way, it may as well have been Greek to Horsey. Why did this happen to our planet? Why do these invaders from another world hate humanity so much? You know, how cool would it be if we just got like some random guy as like a permanent side character now? Aw man. Nothing else, these final questions written on the last pages were clear. Why? 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 And that is all these people could ask, even as they were wiped away. Almost as though they were being punished for seeking meaning in their crisis. It's time, Master. Let's head back to the border. We're almost to Sweden now. Should rest up for the coming battles. As they left the remnants behind, one thought haunted each and every one of them. Nowhere was there so much as a trace of blood, a hint of violence. Soon the shadow border will enter the second Lost Belt. Will it be a hellish wasteland inhospitable to life? Or perhaps... So if you die up here, you just kind of disappear? So that's what those storm walls look like from the outside. I think that was really neat. Like, I like that scene. Yep. Finally about to take the plunge into the Scandinavian Lost Belt. And not because we have no other choice, like with Russia. This time we choose to do it ourselves. Let's go commit genocide! As you all saw, there's a tree of happiness here as well. At this distance, it looks more like a faint pillar of light than a tree. Or I guess like, we're committing ungenocide. We have to commit genocide to commit ungenocide. Yes, quite so. We may not know what it looks like on the inside, but we do know exactly what we need to do. This is a Lost Belt, a place carved out of history different from our own. There's no telling what horrors may await us there. And once we cut down the Tree of Emptiness, thingamabob, the Lost Belt will return to its original state. The storm wall will disappear. Yep, I think we should put this particular Tree of Emptiness investigation off until later. Our priority is to slip through Scandinavia and get to the Wandering Sea. Depending on what it's like in there, we might just be able to ignore the Lost Belt. If we're going to invade this place, we should do so after we've improved our offensive options at the Wandering Sea. She says as we prepare to commit genocide. There's no way that's happening. It won't do for Horsey and Mosh to be the only two ever risking their necks on the front line. Now it's cool, I have Vlad. He's Bond 11 now, I can use him whenever I want. I just hope that transmission really was from the Wandering Sea. That's why I waited, see? It wasn't because I didn't have the time to, it's just because I wanted to be able to use Vlad. So what now? Thought those storm walls were impenetrable. Nah, we can penetrate using the shadow border's primary function. That storm is approximately 2 kilometers wide, so we'll cross it via zero sail. Huh? And we're gonna dive back into void space? Come now. Surely I'm not the only one who was widely uncomfortable seeing his soul leave his body, was I? I mean, is it just me, or is it looking down at your own body in third person a truly unsettling experience? 1000% seconded. Right? If I'd known this was on the agenda, I would have had a much lighter breakfast. Oh boy. First it makes us all feel sick. But you're the commander now, yeah? So frickin' suck it up, would you? Thank you for minding your French. French cooking boy. Honestly, I've gotten used to it. I mean, a short hop through void space is nothing compared to a ray shift. Not that I've ever ray shifted myself, of course. I was about to say. Now don't you start talking back to me, French cooking boy. Ray shift shmay shift. Clearly the Zero Cell program that began under my new administration is a far more impressive achievement. Holmes, Da Vinci, prepare the shadow border for takeoff. Indeed, Goredolf, I for one am truly inspired after your little speech. And well done on your part, Mr. French Cooking Boy. There will be one less thing to worry about during our dive. Okay, places everyone. Time to strap in for today's out-of-body experience. The good news is, we're not going to dive as deeply as we did last time. We're just going to skim under the surface, so to speak, so that we stick to reality space-time and distance as closely as possible. After doing it like that, since we don't have anything tying us to Scandinavia, be like a split-second dive into a two-dimensional plane. Think of it like going scuba diving with an oxygen tank. Just need to hold our breath for a little bit while we make our way through the wall. All set, Horsey? You don't know we'll be setting foot in another brand new world soon, right? Let's go where no man has gone before. Again! Got it. Okay then, let's go see what's on the other side of this wall. Expanding void reality observation device. Paper moon. Destination. Southern Sweden. Near Norrköping? You and your Swedish names. Expanding logic formula and shadow borders external armor. Moving existence verification for reality space. Future prediction. Hypothetically proved mirror world plane in 20 seconds. Relaxing space-time friction decompression for 0.4 seconds. I don't know. You just say we're doing it. All systems are green. Void space may be a calm sea, but as always, don't forget to watch out for big waves. Shadow border untethered from reality. Void space dive. Zero sail. Unfurl. Oh yeah, I forgot about this animation. The cool 3D graphics. And I assume... Yep, okay. Come on! Let me in. I want to see the world map. I forget what it looks like. I did the free quest like 2 years ago. Come on. Or is it going to be like Camelot where it just hides it? I know Camelot did that, right? What? Where else did that? What? You're kidding me? Okay, we don't get the world map or the cool music on the world map until next time then. Assault of the Demonic Sword beginning. If I remember right, we fight a certain someone really early on. Or maybe that was Lost Belt 3. I remember fighting a Saber early on in one of them. No, I think it was Lost Belt 3 actually. Unless we fight a Saber in the next chapter, in which case I'm right. But anyway, let's see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a while, but I'm glad to be back. You know, just to commemorate, I've been saving for a certain someone in the next banner for Lost Belt 3. The 4-star assassin. I don't care about cars. Let's just throw one out there. The game has been cruel to me. I didn't get Sidonaya last month. I didn't get Skadi, who I spent like 300 quartz for. Is this gold? I saw the delay. Is this gold? This isn't. Okay. For a second there, I thought I actually got Strong Yu. I'm saying his name right? I don't think I am, but like I don't really care about him. Well, I know like nothing about him. All I've seen from Lost Belt 3 are those like that one CG. You know the one. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.